So it was all dusty before, and now it's all brand new and clean.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Here is our 7-zone Rainbird ESP ME controller. I already removed the panel out of it and got the power turned off. That's the breaker right there on the left that's turned off. We're gonna go ahead and open up this power bay right here, make sure our 120 volts is off, and remove this old controller off the wall to install the new controller. I just finished using my pressure washer to clean this whole area up because it was super dirty. Homeowners liked that a lot when they came out to see me doing it. Husband was like, hey honey, check it out. He's cleaning the wall for us. Of course, I want this to look better than when I started. So, like I said, we'll pull these wires out carefully in case they're still live. And we'll double check with our multimeter to make sure that they're still not live. They shouldn't be, but don't assume. So you know what they say about assuming? Yep, don't go and make an ass out of yourself. Or shock yourself. So we got it set to AC voltage, which is the V with the squiggly line. I'll go ahead and place that right there. We'll put one of these leads here. We'll touch the other one to the ground. We got 0. We'll go ahead and touch it to the neutral. We're dead. We got 0. So we can go ahead and safely remove the wires here and proceed. All right, with the old controller off the wall, the wires taken apart so that we can reconfigure them however we need to. I'll go ahead and hit this with the pressure washer one more time, get it clean, and then we'll mount the new controller on the wall and get these conduits connected to it. Easy peasy. But before we can do that, I have to dismantle the controller to get it ready for installation. So we'll pull that out, put these together, pull the panel out of our way, remove the packaging. There we go. And then finally open up the power bay so that we can take off the whip. In a lot of northern markets, they use the whip. They plug it into an outlet nearby. In fact, there is an outlet up there, but that's not how we do it down here in South Florida. We go ahead and take this out and we hardwire it in, meaning that there is no plug to unplug it from. This controller does give you the option to turn things off with this little breaker switch right here. So you could turn off everything past this point on the controller, not the transformer itself, but at least you could turn off everything past that point so you can work on the wires over here safely. All right, and now with the whip out of our way, we are ready to start figuring out how we're going to mount this to the wall. All right, as you can see, we've got the controller on the wall, all the conduits are in, and now it's time to wire everything up. I've already started with the rain sensor, but I wanted to stop to show you guys how I coil the wires, and that's with the Phillips head screwdriver. We go ahead and start right here at the beginning, and we just coil the wire around the screwdriver a bunch of times. All right, see how they're all apart? Push them together, tighten them up, and then I don't actually need this wire to be this long, so I'm actually going to cut it right here. You can pull the screwdriver out first if you want to, but I'm actually going to go a little bit further with this so I can tighten it up and make it look nice and neat. And then from here, I can push that wire back, strip it, and that'll go to my master valve. And then I can do the same. I want to route this one a little bit further away, so I'm going to start the coils a little bit further up and then coil them all together like you see here, push them together, make them all nice and neat, and then we'll cut this one in a second, but it will go right here, make everything nice and neat, leave that coil right there. This way, when somebody goes to install a new controller in the future, they can do so, and they don't need to bring new wires into the controller. I'm not going to be able to do that very much with these wires. These are the existing wires, but I'll still be able to wire this up accordingly. Now, if I needed this to go to the top of the controller, it wouldn't work. And that's because somebody didn't leave me wire for when I'm going to come out here and work on it. So I'm going to do the next guy a solid. I'm going to leave enough wire behind. So when that person comes out to do anything out here, it might be me. It might be another one of my guys. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it just needs to be done right, so that we can service it in the future. So with that under the common there, we'll go ahead and tighten this up. And as you can see, that leaves a nice little organized mess of wires. All right, so we're gonna proceed with the master valve wire, which is going to this relay over here. Trim off a little bit of wire, and I'll come back to you guys once I get the rest of this all wired up. Maybe I'll even get the reaction of the homeowner once I'm finished. So I'm pretty sure they'd be excited to do that. We'll find out. And there, that's what that looks like when I put it together, just for the master valve. All right, now for the rest of the wires. Okie dokie. I'm all ready for you. Did you have a chance to log in?
Oh, no. I thought you told me it.
That's okay. Go ahead and see if we've sent you an email. This is for you. It has the keys in it, an instruction manual. Beautiful. Now you're going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing it's going to ask you to do is to set up a password. So now you're on your controller.
Oh, wow.
Eventually you're going to learn where zone 1 turns on, where zone 2 turns on at. To do that, hit the actions button in the middle at the bottom there. And then hit zone tester right there. And that's your remote control to your irrigation system. So if you want to...
So, if I want to know where zone 1 is?
Hit play at the bottom.
Okay, and then 2.
Go ahead and hit it. Let's see what comes on.
Zone 2.
It'll do it.
I think I heard right.
Yep. There you go.
Wow. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn it off. All right. Okay.
So you can hit the X at the top right. No, hit back, sorry. They've changed this app on us a few times. Obviously, you just learned how to use everything on your phone, so you'll probably never come over here to do this, but in the event you don't have your phone in your pocket, yeah, it's super rare to have that like that. I'll show you how to use it from here. And just for the purposes of this conversation, we'll shut that off. The middle breaker.
Okay, and that's what the
Pool pump.
pool pump, okay.
So we did talk to your pool guy. He did let us know that the pins for this, they were here. He took them with him. They were broken. So he's going to bring new pins for you guys.
So that's why it was running all night?
Mm-hmm. Because there's nothing telling it to stop and start. It's just always on. But that's the pool pump issue. We've got that figured. I'll turn that back on in a second. If you were to come into here,
Okay.
usually this will be on the home screen, and it's pretty straightforward.
Zone settings.
Zones, you want to turn on zone 2 again for the front yard, you would click that, you hit run, and then the next screen's just asking you how much time you want to go. They automatically default for 5 minutes, and if we were to hit OK, it starts the pump.
Okay.
Hit stop, it stops the pump.
Okay.
You can do programming from here, but I would highly advise you do it from the phone. It's a lot easier than trying to do it here.
Yeah.
I also cleaned up this whole area, so it was all dusty before, and now it's all brand new and clean.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Yes, of course.
Yeah, he was coincidentally. I said to him, I said, "Oh wow, the sprinkler guy and the pool guy."
Well, we can advise each other on what we see.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll get it fixed. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And with everything hosed down, everything's nice and clean. All right, on to the next one.